Ryan Poles has been one busy man this offseason. In fact, he was busy last year and the year before building this current Chicago Bears roster. But this offseason was the biggest one yet, in my personal opinion, and was the final pieces of the puzzle in order to put this team over the hump and be a playoff contender. And also, the difference between Ryan Poles and other previous Bears GMs is that he built this thing for longevity from a roster standpoint, from a cap standpoint, from a draft pick standpoint, and it's working out really well. This team has a very bright future right now, and this past offseason, we had tons of great pickups. But there are two that I'm going to hit on today that were my personal favorite, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below about it, because I'm going to run through the entire list of who the Bears brought in, but my two favorites on both sides of the ball. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, thank you for tuning in. So first things first, my two favorite players. On the offensive side of the ball, an exciting one that was unexpected, but when we traded a fourth rounder for six-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Keenan Allen. The Chargers' longtime wide receiver one was traded to the Chicago Bears so they could clear cap and bring in room for more younger players, which this worked out really well for the Chicago Bears, but they did the same thing, just not in as bad of a cap position as the LA Chargers. Off of that, we did get better on defense, and our secondary, which I didn't think could get better, did get better because we signed All-Pro and Pro Bowl safety Kevin Byard, who's taking over for former All-Pro safety Eddie Jackson. And if he can do what he has done the last 3 years in the NFL, this secondary will be the best in football in 2024 and moving forward. And before I get more into the show, if you think the Bears had a great offseason this past year, make sure to smash that like button on this video to show your support and comment below your favorite move who has been on the Chicago Bears. So before I get more into Keenan Allen and Kevin Byard, I'm going to go through all the Bears transactions this offseason just to show you how busy Ryan Poles truly has been. So with starting things off, he released All-Pro Eddie Jackson and Pro Bowl center Cody Whitehair. Off of that, he traded with the Buffalo Bills to bring in offensive lineman Ryan Bates, who's looking to go over to be our next center. Then we went out and franchise tagged Jaylon Johnson, but not even 2 days later, we gave him the big 4-year contract to keep him with the Chicago Bears for a long time. He will be only 28 when this contract is over. So this was an absolutely massive and great signing. We extended Colin Johnson, who's a practice squad player. We signed defensive back Travarius Moore. We agreed to terms with Patrick Scales, again, Kevin Byard, Brett Rippon, Matt Pyre, Jonathan Owens, Gerald Everett, DeAndre Swift, Amen Agbendia. Sorry about that. That one I was not ready to read clearly. And then we had Coleman Shelton, who I think was a great signing. Keenan Allen trading for that 4th round pick. We brought back Dante Pettis. We signed Jake Martin to a 1-year contract. A lot of people forget about that one. But also we traded Justin Fields for a currently 6th round pick, could become a 4th round pick. We brought in Byron Cowart. We brought in Jake Curran. We waived Trenton Gill. We also agreed to terms with Brendan Bates, Theo Bendit, Carl Jones Jr., Jameer Croma, Peter LeBlanc, and a few other different undrafted rookie free agents. We signed Torrey Taylor to his contract. We signed a few other defensive backs and other types of players. We signed rookie Karan Agwinjabi to a 4-year contract. We signed Austin Booker. On top of that, Mercedes Lewis, DeAndre Carter, and we're still waiting on Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams. But overall, a huge offseason for the Chicago Bears. Pretty excited about what Poles has done for this team, trading away some bad cap to open up more to bring in younger guys on easier and better contracts, in my personal opinion. So he's been a pretty busy guy. But let's go into my personal favorites, and I want to hear what you guys think as well. So on the offensive side of the ball, I went with All-Pro and Pro Bowl wide receiver Keenan Allen. The 32-year-old has played in the league for 11 years, standing at 6'2", 211 pounds, and has only played with the LA Chargers. He was drafted 76 overall out of Cal in the 2013 draft, and he has been one of the league's best receivers year over year over year. Injuries have unfortunately plagued a few of his big seasons, but even when he doesn't even play a full season, he's putting up more stats than most wide receivers. So if the Bears can just keep this guy healthy, it's going to be really special. In total in his career, 139 games with 134 starts, targeted over 1,300 times with over 900 receptions, 10,530 receiving yards, and 11.6 yard per catch average, 557 first downs. So this guy is a first down machine. Over half his catches are first downs and 59 total receiving touchdowns. Insanely impressive, and sadly would crush every single Bears wide receiver stat in history if he was on the Bears his entire career. So getting a wide receiver like that is very big for this team to move forward. In 2017, it was his career year, though, which last year was almost another career year, but 2017 was a special year for Allen. Played in 16 games, starting 15 of them, had 159 targets, 102 receptions, 1,393 receiving yards, a 13.7 yard per catch average, 74 first downs, and 6 receiving touchdowns. Dude was a walking first down machine. 70% of his catches were first downs. And if you're a gambling fan, this guy is always going to get at least a first down per game. So just keep that in mind for the season. But really special year in 2017. And he almost did it again in this past year, older, and on top of it, playing 4 less games of the season, at least. So 3 less games. I know back then they only played in 16 games. But an impressive year last year for Allen. 150 targets, 108 receptions, 1,243 receiving yards with 11.5 yard per catch average, 57 first downs, and 7 receiving touchdowns. 52% of his catches were first downs again. So along with nearly crushing a career year in receiving yards and touchdowns in less games, he still was absolutely dominating at 31 years old. So this guy is going to be really special for the Chicago Bears this upcoming season. The big-bodied wide receiver is going to be special, like I said, not only from being a red zone target and a deep ball threat, but helping Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams, because he's going to help Rome Odunze understand what it's like to be a big-body wide receiver in the NFL and what it takes to help your quarterback, but also what the quarterback can do in Caleb Williams to help be successful. I mean, look at Keenan Allen did to Justin Herbert. One of his favorite targets, one of his best targets, just overall, lots of good things coming out of this entire trade for only a 4th round pick. And he is only on a 1-year contract, but a 1-year rental to have a guy that can bring your future for the next at least 10 years together and get them on the same page. Absolutely massive. Love that move by Ryan Poles. Now, before I get into Kevin Byard, today's episode is sponsored by the newest tequila on the market, Authentico, which is making waves and is locally Chicago-based. Thanks to Authentico for sponsoring today's show, a family-owned company in Chicago and made in Guadalajara, Mexico. It is USDA certified organic and additive-free, which is pretty rare these days. Go to the link in the description below to find Authentico near you and enjoy one of the best tequilas of the summer. So now I'm going to go into Kevin Byard. The 31-year-old safety has been in the NFL for 8 seasons, standing at 5'11", 212 pounds. So this dude absolutely packs a punch, playing for the Titans and the Eagles before coming to the Chicago Bears, and was drafted 64th overall in the 2016 draft out of Middle Tennessee State. This guy has had a fantastic career, something I'm really excited about for this team. Playing in 130 games, starting 121 of them, with 749 total tackles, 514 of them being solo, with 15 tackles for loss for a safety, keep in mind, 66 pass deflections, 28 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, and 4 fumble recoveries. Oh yeah, and 19 quarterback hits for a safety with 4 sacks. Clearly, this guy can blitz. Clearly, this guy can tackle. He's a ball hawk at the same time, and just a really solid player to have on your team and be a mentor for this young secondary has been absolutely huge. And Jaylon Johnson even said himself that Byard is bringing tons of knowledge to this room, is already fitting in super well, and feels like he's been a part of this secondary for a long time. So just overall, the vibes are very high in the secondary for Kevin Byard, and things are going well. His career, ironically, also like Keenan Allen, was in 2017, with 87 total tackles, 62 of them being solo, with 3 tackles for loss, 16 pass deflections, 8 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 quarterback hits. 8 interceptions and 16 pass deflections is insane for a safety, because he didn't slow down after 2017 either. But this guy, man, just that's special, especially over the middle. You know, usually corners end up having more pass deflection because like shorter routes or anything like that. But Kevin Byard doing it as a safety is pretty insane. Last year for Tennessee and Philadelphia, because he was traded there at the deadline, he had a total of 122 tackles, 80 of them being solo, 3 pass deflections, 1 interception, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. A guy is a tackling machine that even if he's not making interception turnovers, he's making turnovers himself for his teammates with forced fumbles and picking them up himself. So wide receivers don't like to go by this guy. Offensive coordinators have to plan around this guy. And it's a big addition, especially when we wanted Eddie Jackson to be the all-pro we knew he was back in 2017 and 2018 for the last couple of years. but Kevin Byard hasn't slowed down even after getting paid. And we got him on a super cheap contract too. We're paying him $7.5 million, less than half of what we were paying Eddie Jackson. He's putting up numbers like that. So his ability aged like fine wine though. Past 30 doesn't matter. This guy is playing top football right now. He's got more tackles as time has gone on. People are passing towards him less, so he's still making plays for everybody. Brings a lot of trust to his secondary, especially the linebackers and the the overall front seven, and then the secondary as well, being able to pick things up. So overall, really good mentor to have. He's going to make things better, and I'm excited for Kevin Byard this upcoming season. Honestly, Ryan Poles should have a statue up front, depending on how things go. I mean, like if this team wins, it becomes the next New England Patriots and just wins for a long time. It's all thanks to Ryan Poles. You can say Matt Eberflus, you can say what, it's Ryan Poles, guys. And also shout out to Ian Cunningham too for making a lot of these deals happen. But overall, they've done all a great job. So as I said in the beginning, I went through all the transitions this past year. I want to hear your guys' favorites. Comment them in the comment section below. Also, please hit that like button if you haven't already. It helps it out tremendously. And hey, next week, training camp is back. So this is one of the last videos without actually knowing what's going on. So super excited about that and excited to bring that to you guys. But with that, thank you, as always, for tuning in to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. Thank you for a fantastic offseason. Can't wait to talk to you guys more this year. And as always, please share this video with friends and family so we can grow the audience. Thank you, as always, for tuning in, and bear down, baby.